Our enemies are able to get a bird's eye view of how billions of people on the internet feel about certain topics. This has them very concerned. They see how much ground we've gained and can predict where things are going. In an effort to counter us, they're using AI, game theory, and psychological operations. We now know some of what Cambridge Analytica was able to do with social media during the 2016 election, but high tech has advanced by leaps and bounds since then. They harvest data and then use their assets to push different memes and talking points to fit their agendas, manipulating minds to shape the future they want. For example, colorblind conservatism is pushed as the solution to defeat the leftist agenda. Christian nationalism is promoted instead of racial nationalism. Meanwhile, there are some racial nationalists who say people without blonde hair and blue eyes aren't really white. And then, of course, there is the agenda to blame white women for causing the problems that can clearly be pinpointed on a tribe of supremacist men. There are many controlled opposition agents in place to ensure that things do not get out of hand. They steer genuine activists in certain directions, keeping them from stepping too far out of line. Note how they swarm when someone actually shakes things up. This is the hive reacting to their control being threatened. The idea that there should never be any infighting serves to ensure controlled groups and leaders aren't questioned. What benefit do we really get from having some big tent where we're forced to play nice with people we don't like or trust? This is a recipe for disaster. It allows subversives free rein while demonizing the people who call them out. They've studied us for many years. They know our susceptibility to group conformity. So even though we're going against the larger mainstream anti-white groupthink, we're still being manipulated by the same psychological tactics. Their control is able to break down when there are a few people brave enough to go against the perceived consensus, as this makes it easier for others to also dissent. It ruins their plans when we really think for ourselves. Do not be afraid to speak your truth and call out corruption.